Celeste, hey, thanks for coming. I'm glad you're here. Thank you. I just got mac and cheese delivered to my desk. I am trying to get the plant wave going. 790-657. Why is this being weird to me now? Can you hear me okay? Is the sound working? Okay, great. Is it just a matter of me talking a little bit more like normal volume? Why is this app being weird? It's like all zoomed in and strange. Hang on. Technical difficulties. I think I need to reboot my phone. Adjust the camera. Oh, well, I feel like this is the I need to work on the lighting is the problem. That stupid overhead light from last time, I don't know, I hate this light. But without it, it's not really making that much of a difference. This looks really neon on the screen. Everything looks a little bit bright, but I don't know. It seems like this is the color. This is last week's sheet. Luckily, the green and yellow are working. Yeah, I never really, considered the lighting for that here, especially considering I have a window right here, like flush with my desk, and then I have a window over here at like a 45 degree. So I'm facing like southeast and east, getting full sun, but it's rainy today. We're about to get a nor'easter. So I don't know, the lighting seems like it's weird, but looking here and looking on the screen, it seems the same as last week where it's relatively accurate as far as like the pinks and purples, the browns, the greens. The only thing that's still not totally accurate is the blues for some reason. Like in real life, they're all like more, I think I was mixing up the temperatures last week. These all lean more red in real life. So that's warm, right? And then when they look like they're sort of greenish, like they're leaning towards yellow, that makes them cool. So this camera is leaning cool. So just bear that in mind. Yeah, it does look the same as last week. So, I mean, that's, at least it doesn't look worse. So I'm happy about that. But now what I'm frustrated about is that I can't get the plant wave going. It's like opening up weird. I don't know. I don't want to lose all my notifications, but let me see. Yeah. And like today I wanted to experiment with, I forgot to water all my plants yesterday, so I have some fertilized water ready for today. And I was going to have him hooked up before watering so that he's still sitting in, like, you know, the leftover water from last week. And then I was going to see what difference it makes to give him fresh fertilizer water. And then also I've got my African violet, my pink purple. It's actually more purple. See, on screen it looks really bright pink, but in real life it's like a deep, like a quinacridone purple, and very deep, very dark. But it's dry. She needs to be watered too. So I was going to hook her up, listen to her for a bit, and then see how the sound changes once she's been watered. But like I said, the app is opening weird. Oh, shoot, I think I wanted that. Oh, whatever. I'm going to restart even though my phone takes like a full 5 minutes or more to reboot. And then we'll see how that goes. Yeah, like now that I'm older, I really have come to just kind of like love African violets. Like they're so cute. Oh, she needs a haircut. And like I'm finding them relatively low maintenance, which I'm really liking because the older I get, the more, I guess, like neglectful I get as a plant mom. I think that's it. And so I really appreciate that, you know, I don't have many plants that are in soil anymore. All of my pothos, nearly all of them, and all of my spider plants, they're all in water because they seem to do fine. I've had a bunch of them that have been in water for years, and that's just the way I like it. Do you like plants? Oh, God. Oh, and you know what? There's actually another There's another violet sprouting under here. That's adorable and kind of exciting. Oh, really? So what do you like? I hate the question, what do you do? But what do you do if you don't do plants now? Like, what did you end up? Did you end up going with something, or do you just work like the rest of us? Not just work, but like, you know. Sometimes I feel like a career is kind of a luxury and like a privilege, maybe. I don't know. That might just be me talking from the ghetto. I don't know. Right as it woke up again. Okay, there we go. I don't know, the screen looks weird. It's like all, I don't know if you can tell, but it's like cut off. Like the screen is zoomed in somehow. This is really weird. And I can't, okay. Yeah, I don't know. That's really weird. I might have to like uninstall and reinstall later. Let's go with sound bath. Let's see what that's like. But also, why is it like, why is it? Make sure the cord is in. Clips are connected. My plant is not dead. Camera angle is a bit wonky. Okay, what, also forgive the shakiness. Like, my whole desk is one of those like Walmart specials. It's like $40, you know, or whatever. And then like everything is suspended. I don't have a very like strong bracket here, or mount that's holding my camera. It's, you know, but I mean, I have everything on screen here. Let's go back to infinite possibilities. Why is the screen like not? No, I don't want to record any of it. I just want to play. You know what? I'm going to do the thing. I'm going to, let me go. My gosh. I'm going to uninstall it and then reinstall it. And then we can get on with the swatching. I'm hoping you can't hear me chew. All right, so today I've got the Schmincke, I don't know, this was like the limited edition. I know, me too, I'm nervous. This is the limited edition rainbow tin that they came out with. I think it was like 2 winters ago, and I only just heard of it like last year. Finally got it this year. Haven't played with it yet at all. And then I have the pretty pink palette here. I just unwrapped everything last night. I'm really looking forward to trying these out, especially as I have never used Schmincke before. So this is going to be like all new for me. I did get a swatch sheet ready. And I don't know why I didn't think of this last week, but this is the stamp I like to use for when I'm swatching out my palettes. And I don't know why, like, I don't know, I guess I was really nervous last week and I like forgot to get my stamp out. So I got it ready this week. Normally I would do like 1 palette per sheet, and I typically use the Canson mixed media paper because that's just what I started out with. And then I'm like, well, I'm just going to keep using it up until all the pages are gone. But because this is Schmincke, I want to use cotton paper as my first time. So I got this ready, and I decided just, you know, to have everything on 1 page for the video, I would do both palettes together. So I've got 12 spots up here, even though I won't be doing ultramarine. Or actually, I think I unwrapped ultramarine. I think one of these might be ultramarine and not the finest. I don't know. I've already forgotten. I did write everything down on a piece of paper though, so that I could reference it while doing the swatching. Yeah, the rainbow palette has ultramarine, and then the pink palette has the ultramarine finest. So I'm only going to be swatching the finest and not the regular. But yeah, the rainbow palette will go here, and then the pink will go here, and then this is for the 3 like pink shades that came with it. All right, so I guess let's get started. Today for my brush, I think I would rather use a synthetic rather than the squirrel that I used last week. So I'm gonna go with like my basic. This is just some basic. It's like a number 12 brush, and the label wore off it, but I got this from Rebel Unicorn Crafts when I got her unicorn food palette, and I don't love it because of like this super long brush, because I typically hold everything like a pen, like right here. But it's just like, I don't know, I'm just used to using it as like the initial swatching and stuff like that. So I will do that. Yeah, I didn't unwrap the regular ultramarine because I don't enjoy ultramarine because of the granulation. And so I don't think that I'll ever use this. So I left it wrapped so that I could, you know, like swap it with someone else who has like a different paint or, you know, something else. I don't know. Just thought I'd hang on to it that way. I've come to not mind and maybe even start to appreciate the color of ultramarine, but again, I don't enjoy the granulation. And since the pink set came with the finest, I'm gonna keep and use that. All right, so I'm just gonna put this here. I'm also still trying to get this connected over here. Yeah, the app is just like not responding to my touches very well, which is really strange and annoying. I hate that I feel so like unprepared for this. There we go. It says it's connected. But I'm not hearing anything, so I don't know, whatever. The show must go on. All right, so first we have whatever this yellow is. I think it is light lemon yellow, number 222. Get a little more water in here. I tend to paint very heavily, like I use a very mass tone color. And I'm normally not so neat with my painting either. I usually kind of just like scribble over and I leave a split down the middle. I usually do like the mass tone on this side and then I do like a watered down on this side. Because that's just how I do it. Next, this is Indian yellow. I think I'm going to like this color. If I can figure out, there we go. Why am I having trouble today? That's okay. It's okay. Ooh, that's interesting. It's very, very sunflowery. Thank you, Test. I will just, we'll just keep going. This red, what is this? This is cadmium red hue. Oh yeah, mango. Yeah, that's what it looks like. It looks a lot darker on screen. It looks like orange, but yeah, it is in real life. It is a vibrant like mango yellow. That's delicious. Thank you for pointing that out. This cadmium red, before I got it wet, the paint was so perfectly smooth and so level to the pan that it looked plastic, which is actually kind of delicious looking. And this is super opaque. Wow. Oh, that was too light. Water control. Oh, there we go. That's better. Yeah, I'm not good at doing the whole blending with water thing, but whatever. That's why it's a learning process. All right, next color, carmine. And this looks really good. This looks like the kind of red I would wear as a nail polish, and I don't typically enjoy red nail polish. That's really cool. Or not cool, I should say. It's very warm. Yeah, I don't know. The whole thing just blends into like the normal mass tone I usually do. And then skipping over one, the next color is Prussian blue. Ooh, that's a favorite of mine. These are very smooth in the pan. I'm enjoying this. That's not anywhere near as deep as I would have expected. I need to work that more. There we go. It's still not, I don't know, why was I, like, where's the black I would normally get, you know, like the near black? That's really pretty. It looks almost, I don't know, it looks more like a phthalo blue to me, honestly. All right, next is Brilliant Green. These are re-wetting like really smoothly. It's pretty nice. I'm liking the texture of these so far. The pans are very thick. Like the actual, like the plastic pans, like the walls are really thick. I don't know. Is that just like, that's the Schmincke way? Like that's just how they like to make their pans? Oh, I'm getting messy again. Cool meaning, yeah, I am having trouble with the, well, I mean, I'm struggling with the water control anyway, but yeah, it's kind of weird how the color like here didn't really stay put very well, and it like it's all like moving over to the side I'm trying, well, that one stayed a little bit pale right there, and so did this one, but like largely it moved over a lot. This just went everywhere. Um yeah, I guess, yeah, I think I'm mixing up like Prussian, Indian Throne, and Indigo. Like I keep thinking that Prussian blue is very similar to indigo, and I think it's that Indian Throne blue is more similar to indigo, right? Oh, really? Okay. I think, I mean, I've messed around with some Daniel Smith from tubes, but um, you know, the thing I usually do with paints is I'm just literally like blobbing it on paper. You know what I mean? Like I'm not trying to paint in one particular section and keep it there while doing, you know, a little bit lighter in another area. The way I am with this, like I don't usually try to be so precise. And I don't know. And also, like, I don't know if you can tell, this already like soaked in. You can see on screen how light it is. It's already soaked in on the edges, and the water is like pooling. You know, the paper is like, I don't know, it's buckling strangely, like in like on like a small scale. It's like buckling very strangely. I don't know. Again, not fully used to this, but watercolor is supposed to be all about fun and acceptance and not judging myself and trying to really approach this with, like, I don't want to say no expectations, but like I'm trying to not hold expectations that people tend to have where, like, you know, they're waiting for you to produce something. You know, like, this is literally just for me and my eyeballs to enjoy looking at colors, and that's way too light. And you know, literally just play. Like, literally. As my boyfriend would say, widowy. I'm widowy just playing. Yeah, I think, let me see, do a little less water with this. It's funny because I don't normally struggle this much with water, and I think it's just because I'm on camera now and someone's watching me. You know, just like, oh, you know, I don't know, like, I had my last job, my boss was horrible, and you know, whenever you're like around someone who kind of like makes you uncomfortable and stuff, and like you try to do something that you normally never struggle with, like adding 12 plus 9 or something, and suddenly you like can't do it, you know, it's kind of like, it feels kind of like that. Like, it's like, oh, you know, if I wasn't on camera, I'd be fine. I think I'm going to go back to my usual way of keeping the split so that it's like more visible to see the difference between like the more mass tone and then more watered down. Even though typically, like when I'm playing, I don't water anything down usually, unless I find that the color looks better to me. But I tend to prefer everything to be as dark as possible. I could very well be used to that as well. Typically, like when I have pans, I'll do like the, you know, drop of water on everything to let them sit and activate. And I know like a lot of artists will say like, oh, you know, like just activate them, like just pre-wet them and let them sit for like 30 seconds. And I'm like, bitch, I let them sit for like 5 minutes before I go in there. Like, I'm trying to paint with like paint texture, like when they're like practically like, you know, not as thick as like fresh out of the tube, but you know what I'm saying. Oh, I forgot to do, see, I got distracted. But yeah, so like this, like painting fresh off the pan without re-wetting is not what I typically do. So this is a little different for me. That's way thicker. I'm gonna drag it out. It starts to get lighter. That's a nice black. I like that. Let's go back to the brown. That's way too dark. There we go. I'm really annoyed that the plant wave is not working today. Like, everything was fine last week. And this keeps telling me to put it in pairing mode, but it's like, what is going on? Wildflower! Thanks for coming. Welcome. Yeah, right? Like, it works fine when you're like laying in bed and you don't need it. You're just, fucking around with it or something, and it's not important. And then as soon as you have something going on like this, nothing is working right. That's fine. Yeah, so it's funny you say that, Wildflower, because like I keep looking like down at the paper and then up at the screen, and I'm like, everything just seems really drab and dark on screen. Yeah, so I'm starting off with the rainbow palette. I remembered that I should get my swatch page ready the way I normally do, which is this really cute heart stamp that I got from Hobby Lobby. Please, I know, Hobby Lobby. But I found this stamp and it was like the perfect heart shape for me. It was exactly what I wanted. So I'm gonna try to remember to always use that, because that's what I've been doing for like months and months, is using that to swatch out my pages. And as I was telling Test, do you prefer Test or 23? I can't remember. I'm sorry. Oh, I just dug my finger into the red. I usually just go with like the beginning portion of people's names, because when I'm in a chat and someone else uses a different part of the name, like I'll be like, oh, who are they talking to? So I don't know. I guess that's just the way my brain works. Oh, wow. It really like got in under my nail. Dang. That's like sticking. That's fine. Whatever. I've always thought that the aesthetic of painters who have paint and like marker and like whatever all over their hands and their clothes, like, I don't know, it's just something I've kind of always, I don't know, maybe I fetishize it or something. But yeah, I was telling Tess that normally I do one palette per sheet, even if it's only like a few colors or something, typically. But I decided to do both Schmincke palettes together on the one page. So I've got the rainbow here, the pink palette here, and then I did the extra 3 for the 3 pink shades that came with the pink palette. So, and as I explained, I skipped the ultramarine from this palette because I don't like the granulation of ultramarine, which is, I think, why I've just never really liked the color to begin with. And I'm leaving it wrapped so that I could probably like trade it or sell it or something. Let me see what happens. Let's get a little, nope, that looks terrible. What if I raise it high up in the air? It's pointing right at my fucking face. Oh, this is terrible too. I don't know. I really don't know, guys. Also, I'm giving up on the live plant wave for today because I don't want to spend all day stressing about that and dragging the stream on. No, I don't want to do that. There is actually like the person who invented the plant wave is on Spotify. So let me know if this is too loud or not loud enough. But really, that's interesting. You know what? You know what? All right then. All right then. Let's give it the old college try, huh? I've never been to college, but, you know, I'm up for trying pretty much anything. Except for when people say, oh, it's not that spicy. I have learned that lesson painfully many times over, to never trust anyone who says, oh, it's not that spicy. Wow, that's very glossy on top. Yeah, you're right, Wildflower. I may, yeah, future me, you know, when I like grow more into appreciating certain paints and stuff. That's interesting, though, that you started out with like for all transparent, and then like over time, you're basically like your taste in paint has changed. Ooh, that's a bit loud, I think. Seems a little loud. Okay. All right. Also, I wonder though, like, will it granulate so much if I don't have to? Wow, that's so vibrant. That is so bright. I can hear the rain also starting to bang on the AC. Here comes the nor'easter. Yeah, you know, I mean, yeah, I don't hate the color. I'm starting to like it. You're graduating from chicken nuggets to chicken fillets. Is that it? All right. So that's it for the, oops, my desk is wet again. That's it for the rainbow palette. And now let's, nice and clean. Now let's get into the pink palette. Yeah, do you think so? I've actually bought a number of granulating paints, including both of the Kuretake, you know, those rainbowy, wild-looking granulating paints, and so far, I don't know if it's just, I'm going to keep it in the paint pan. No, I'm going to take it out. I don't know if it's just I haven't learned how to make them sing yet, you know, but I'm a little disappointed, honestly, a little let down. All right. Now, oh, forgive me also. I forgot to continue with the names. We had Brilliant Green, Permanent Green, Yellow Raw Ochre, which I might add, before I bought this palette, I wrote down, because I was trying to decide whether I wanted to get the rainbow palette or the plastic box. And I went by the picture, I think, or the listing, and it said it was going to come with number 660 yellow ochre. My set came with 656 yellow raw ochre. So I'm really curious to find out if there's a visible difference when using the colors just straight, like without mixing or anything, because the pink palette did come with the 660 yellow ochre, which was also part of why I decided to have both of these on the same paper. Oh my gosh, I'm starving, sorry. All right, so our first color, chromium yellow hue lemon. That's a lot of words to just say lemon or yellow. Guys, how is the volume on the music? Swatching and snacking. Yep. That's really bright and I really like it. But well, we'll see when it dries. I like the way this dried. It's like a very bright and light yellow. I've been having a really hard time finding, like, I just want like one yellow. And I've been leaning on like neon, like fluorescent yellow, but I have no idea what's going to happen when I mix. Yeah, the music seems to be going through like lots of crescendos and things like that. I'm gonna maybe pick something a little bit more ambient. But I'm thinking that this may become like the yellow, like that's like my one yellow I always go to. And don't ask me why I'm so fixated on finding like a yellow to use, as if I'm like, you know, some full-time like really. Wow. That's a lot of yellows. That's a lot of nuts. All right, next we have pure yellow. This is pretty. Before I started watercolor, I did not like yellow. Like I really only liked neon and that was it. That's a good point. Like there's so many different uses for yellow. It's important to remember that. Someday I'll get into actually painting things and not just, you know, blobbing things on paper. Painting rainbows. I keep forgetting to do the light half. This is really pretty. Very fun. I like this. That's true. That's true too. Okay, you guys are making good points. All right, next we have Quinn Red Light. And it's weird. This pan is like the ugliest pan I've ever seen out of both of these palettes so far. Check this out. I mean, not like it matters, but like it's just ugly, right? Like the way it dried and stuff, it's like the surface of the moon. Meanwhile, these three pinks, like look at this one. This is what I was talking about with that other red where it's so smooth. Look at how smooth and flush that is. It's exactly like level with the walls. It didn't like sink in or anything. And then this one is the teensiest, like I would say 1/4 of a millimeter pillowed. And this is 1/4 of a millimeter sunken in. It's not as smooth. You can see some little air bubbles. But this is like, it looks like a toy. It looks like toy makeup, like toy lipstick, and I don't want to mess it up. Also, guys, these trays are hecka sharp. So I gotta be careful. Right, test, yeah, like you can have like a whole brush full of yellow and then just like a touch of anything else will, yeah. I really want to get into the swatching, like how Eve does, where it's just 2 colors. And she does out like a whole card just so you can see like the range. This looks like it's going to be really opaque. It's got that like milky look. Oh, wow. That's well, I'm not going to hold back. This is hideous. My least favorite color in the entire world is bittersweet. This color right here. I cannot imagine I'm ever going to touch this pan again. Like, wow. I like don't even. All right, well, when it's like super watered down, it's maybe, no, I was gonna say it's maybe a little tolerable, but it's not. It's just so hideous. It just, ugh. No, bittersweet is the name of the Crayola crayon that I hated growing up. So I was so obsessed with colors in the Crayola box. Like for fun, I just look at things and then I'm like, what Crayola color number, like name would that be? You know, and I'm just like, robin's egg blue, wisteria, orchid, and then I spend a lot of time like debating with myself, like, would it be, what like, you know, whether a color is wisteria or orchid, because it seems like people get those mixed up, and I don't know. Yeah, I don't know. Yeah, it's just, it's disgusting. I don't know. I don't know. I've just always hated that color. And when I was a kid, I used to be like, bittersweet. Like I just hated it so much. I had to just say it with like the grossest voice I could. All right. I'm shocked. This is the first time I've seen a quinacridone color that I hate. But also, red is one of my least favorite colors too. So, makes sense. All right, next we have ruby red. Now, I have a lot of hopes for this one because it seems like it's always cool yellow, warm red, cool red. Why is it fucking backwards? And then it'll be two blues and what is that? A warm blue, cool blue. Why don't they just line up the temperatures properly? Like if they're gonna do cool warm, it should be cool warm, cool warm, cool warm. Not cool warm, warm cool, warm cool. What? I'm getting aggravated. I can feel my blood pressure rising. Oh, tropical. You're right. You're right. Okay, you're right. I'll learn. I can see it now. I can see this as a tropical. On screen, it looks very red. In here, in my room, this is really orangey. But I can see like birds of paradise and stuff like that. Okay, you got me. You got me. That's pretty. Pretty basic red. It's very cool. Cool red. Which is the only kind of red I like, but what, bittersweet and ultramarine? You know what's funny though is my favorite neutral is mixing blue, which is how I started to appreciate ultramarine and yellow ochre. I started mixing blue that I didn't like with like yellowy colors like that I didn't really like, just to see what kind of grays came out. And honestly, the blue yellow or blue orange, although I haven't tried blue with like orange, I've just done it with like yellow ochre type colors. But that's like my favorite neutral. Like I don't like red and green. That I don't like the color it makes. I don't know why. And I do like the colors that purple and yellow make. Wait, hang on. That can't be done because the other color is next on the cup. Okay, listen here, Mr. Bringing color theory logic to the chat. I don't care about the color wheel though. When it comes to, I mean, it just sort of annoys me still to this day that the pans are not in Roy G. Biv order. Like that just bugs me. Like who decided to start with yellow? It like, and then it goes, the order just, it just doesn't, it does not make sense. It just doesn't make sense to me. I get that this order is based on some aspect about color theory and the color wheel, but like I don't care. Like my brain wants a rainbow, and this is not a rainbow. Yes, actually, yeah. Let me get rid of this bowl. This mac and cheese, let me tell you, I had some mac and cheese from a barbecue place. It had so much grease in it. You guys are going to feel sick when you see how much grease I left behind in this bowl. This was a greasy mac and cheese. I just like picked it out and like the mac and cheese itself was good, but the mac and cheese was also a little greasy. Yeah, that makes sense though, wildflower, like wanting the yellow. Same with white. Like I understand white being in a corner so that it's like isolated from the other things. And it does make sense to me to keep like dark pans together as well. But again, when I look at colors on a paper, my brain just like, my child brain just cries out for things to be in some semblance of like Roy G. Biv order. Even if it was YGBI, you know what I mean? Like this doesn't even follow Roy G. Biv, even if you started with the yellow. Like all warms on one side, all cool. You know, I like that too. I like that setup too. And so, like with my Windsor and Newton, I pulled them apart, figured out which ones were the warms and cools with the red, yellow, blue, green, and brown, and separated them. And then, like, I had like the purple, the black, and the white, and the turquoise, like on the far end or whatever. And I just sort of like grouped it like that. I like grouping things. It really, I don't know. Speaking of grouping things, so I had my art social yesterday, and one of the girls in the group, I'm going to interrupt myself. Next color, Ultramarine Finest. One of the girls in the group, a few socials ago, she gave me a big old box of buttons, just old buttons and stuff. And ooh, that's so, see, I like ultramarine while it's wet because it looks like it's glowing, like it's like leaping off the paper into my eyeballs. It's also soaking, everything is soaking in really quickly. But yeah, she gave me this whole big old collection of buttons, and I haven't really had a chance to play with them until yesterday. I actually brought them with me to the social to like, in case I couldn't figure out like what to do with myself art-wise, like during the social, I was like, well, I'll just play with the buttons, you know. I ended up having so much fun. I was like just picking through the bags of buttons and like picking out like different types and like categorizing things. I was like lost in the fucking sauce, you guys. Like, I don't know what people, I was like sort of participating in the conversations going around me, but like, I want to say like 90% of my CPU was focused on those buttons. And then I was like checking my Instagram a little while ago, looking for a picture of like a haircut I had saved, and I stumbled across a jar of buttons I had found on Facebook Marketplace for sale, and I had like posted it with like mentioning to my sister, like, hey, do you remember that giant bowl of buttons from the antique shop when we were kids? Which is just like a thing that, I don't know, it was probably like my first greatest like stim toy of my childhood, and I'll never forget how incredible it was. Real quick, can we talk about that sad line cutting through the pan here? But look how glossy these are. Some of these are so shiny. I can't. It's gonna be really sad to get them wet. Mold? Wait, hang on. Let me back up. No, it wasn't. That, are you talking about the bowl from the mac and cheese? That was just pure solidified, cooled down. Oh no, there's mold in your palette. Oh no. No! That sucks. I'm sorry. Oh, man. Is it just isolated to one pan, or has it spread? Okay. Well, that's okay. That's kind of a relief that it's not as bad. Yeah. This color is Heliocerulean, which is weird. Next we have Prussian Green. I don't think I'm gonna like this color, but I'm not sure. How bad is it, Test? Oh. Oh. First of all, I can see it soaking in before my very eyes. That's wild. I take back what I said. Oh, wow. This is like a deep ocean teal green. Wow. I love this. Ooh, yeah, clove oil. That's a good idea. Yeah, you see it. It's Prussian green, but this is like that, like, it's almost the same on screen as it is to my eyes here. It's one of those, as a chromophile, this is a color that has like stumped me my whole life, where I ask myself, would I call this a blue or a green? I would call this a blue. But it says, see, now it looks more green here. Did it just need a minute to reactivate more green in there? Like it looks black on the screen, but like I can see the light shining through on the edges, and it is way more green than this came out to be. Like this is like a teal, like a green leaning teal, where this is like a very blue leaning teal. Oh, good. Oh, good, good. That's a relief. You don't think of turquoise as a blue? Next we have, phthalo green. R.I.P. my brush. Although it looks a lot more stained on camera than it does to my eyes, but yeah, it's pretty stained. Oh, that really like lightened up. Wow, the camera's not picking it. Okay, can you see how it got light? Yeah, this camera work business is very interesting. Phthalo green is a pretty color. It's a nice, it's a little darker than I like on the green, but it's pretty. I just, just like Pete DiCarlo, Illustrations with Pete. I love listening to him go on his little like tirade every time he touches his brush into a phthalo green or phthalo blue, especially a phthalo green. And it's just like, it's so amusing to me to listen to him go off about it. It's like one of my favorite parts of his videos. All right, let me see. What do we have? Yellow ochre. All right, so this is where I'm going to be interested to see how does yellow ochre and yellow raw ochre differ. And hopefully I can get this to the same, like, you know, thickness and stuff so that it's a fair comparison. Oh, well, while it's wet, this looks much lighter than, also just looks more yellow, whereas that's more brown. I get so happy every time I see that he has a new video out. He is one of my favorite people to watch. What's crazy is that, like, while he's one of my favorite people to watch, so he tends to, or I don't know, I never get notifications of his videos until it's like I'm getting ready for bed or like I'm up past my bedtime, and he like released a video at like midnight or something. So like, you know, I'll see it while I'm like brushing my teeth, getting ready for bed, and I'm like, oh, I'll put it on, I'll get in bed and get all cozy. Sometimes I don't even make it like 15 minutes into his video and I fall asleep, and I'm like, what the heck? And you know, insomnia, I keep waking up all night. So I'll wake up, I'll restart the video back to where I last remember it, and then I'm out in 5 minutes again. And it's not that he bores me. I think it's just that his voice is very like stable. I wouldn't even say it's soothing, but it's like stable or something. I don't know. Like he just has like a, I don't know, like a good like a dad voice. Like it's like, oh, there's a dad nearby watching over the house. I don't know. I don't know what it is. But anyway, so I usually end up, it takes me like 5 tries to actually see one of his videos, and, you know, because they'll put it on after work, and I almost just said after school. I almost just said I'll put his videos on after school, like I'm in high school. Jesus. But yeah, I'll finally, you know, get to watch his video like after work, and all the funny things he does, you know, yeah, the outtakes. And I like it when he puts the, like he says something goofy and he puts the like overlay of himself making a funny face and being like, did he just say that or whatever. Like that just cracks me up so much. Oh no, Test, are you still with us? I mean, no, I don't know why I asked that. I realize I can look up at the screen and there's actually like a count on the screen that tells me how many people are here. I need a little, oh, that was too much water. Hopefully they come back. All right, so next we have transparent brown. I've never used a color called transparent brown before. Oh, huh. There's a lot of red in that. Wow. Look, watch. It's soaking in. All that light, it just soaked in. I'm just gonna leave it. I'm not even gonna try to move that around. I just want to see what it looks like when it finally dries. You know, this is let me wet this again. This is an interesting. I normally don't like a red brown, but I think I like this. It's very smooth. It's also showing up very red orange on my screen. But that's it reminds me of like leather. and like Carhartt. It's I don't actually. Hang on, my papers. I saved all of the wrappers in my little. Oh, right here. Transparent brown, number 648. It is PBR 41. I've never heard of that. You know, I've only ever seen people swatch Caput Mortem a few times, so I don't have it in my brain enough to know whether this would be similar. As it's dried, it's much more like a more normal brown. On screen, it looks like a bright red color almost, but this is really nice. Yeah, it's kind of like a clay brown. It's very pretty. I'm very surprised at how much I like this. Like really surprised. Wow. Because with browns, I'm normally a very cool. I think, you know, like a Van Dyke brown or sepia, which I'm not even going to get into how many people I hear pronounce it sepia. And I'm like, no, that cannot be right. I have never heard anyone pronounce it sepia until like this year. But yeah, I'm normally a much more like gray leaning brown, like the burnt umber and stuff like that. And like I really like this. That's even cooler than I normally. This is like a blackened brown, like a gray brown. But yeah, you're right, rich. It is a very rich color. Ah, Test, welcome back. We were worried. Sepia, yes, that's the way. So I don't understand where sepia came from. I keep hearing, so my whole life, and you know, I'm old enough that I know about like sepia toned photographs and things. Like I have, you know, there's pictures of my mom in black and white and sepia and stuff. And like I never heard it pronounced any way other than sepia until like this year, until I started getting heavily, maybe even last year, when I started really getting heavily into watching tons of people on YouTube like swatching and talking about paints and paint colors and things like that. And I heard at least a handful of people pronounce it sepia. And I'm like, what is that? Next is another color I'm very curious about, green umber. Now in the pan, it looks really like I can detect that there is a hint of green to this. It looks like a burnt umber with a hint of like olive green to it. Oh, really, Wildflower? That's cool. You don't have it anymore, though? Do you no longer do photography anymore? Well, this looks I'm stuttering. This looks disgusting. It looks like if you know, like you pour, it looks like it's like the color of the water that you pour out of a carpet cleaner. Oh yeah, look at that. It looks like carpet cleaning water. That's funny. Or like I imagine when they empty out the street cleaners. Oh, that's cool. A fish called sepia. Is that like a fish called Wanda? I'm like dabbing the color back on here because I want to see. Interesting. Once it does the initial soak in, if I put more color on top, it doesn't go in fast the way it was before. Oh, whoops. I forgot to grab. Huh. You know, it's not that bad. Well, I mean, it is still pretty ugly, but like it's not that bad when it's very light. It reminds me of, oh, see, on screen it's looking way redder. Okay. So, yeah, and this actually looks more orange. Okay, so today everything is running more red, which is really strange because the blues are still not 100. Well, they're closer than they were last week, but whatever. Which green? The green umber? Yeah, this makes me think of like rotting leaves and stuff. This also, I was gonna say it makes me think of smoky quartz, but this leans a little bit too green, whereas smoky quartz usually has a slightly, I think if I mixed this with like a touch of this and really watered it down, I would probably get the color of smoky quartz, which always makes me think of dirty ice or like dirty slush, and it always makes me really thirsty, and I want to like suck on the smoky quartz because it'll feel like melting ice. I don't know, that's really bizarre. Anyway, next color, neutral gray. It's getting awkward to hold the palette this far at the end. Yeah, that'll be interesting too. I definitely, I want to find, I mean, I don't know. Do people know what they're doing right off the bat when it comes to color mixing? Like, not, what's the word? I'm trying to figure out how to say what I want to say. Like, is it like swatching where you kind of just like eventually you find your own style? You know, like when I first started doing swatching, because of the videos I had watched, I was doing circles. I fucking hate circles. I don't know what it is. I don't like circles. Then I found squares. I like squares, but they're really hard to do. Then I started experimenting with like organic, like I was just scribbling, and I liked that a lot more. It was more interesting. Then I tried the Christy Rice way. It didn't really like that. It was a little too chaotic for me. You know, and so it took me probably like 6 months to a year before I found like this heart stamp and was like, oh, this is how I like to, this is my preferred way of doing swatches out. But like when people are doing color mixing, like for example, oh, sorry, I just kicked the desk. For example, like when Eve does the two colors, like that's one style of doing a color swatching session. And then like there's somebody else who does like the bars in groups across their page, and somebody in the Discord uploaded a picture of their swatches, and it was very similar. It was like bars where it was like the two colors and what they make, and then another group of bars, and it was just like the whole page is full of bars. So like, yeah, I mean, yeah. So like I'm not talking about like the actual like the mixing there. I'm talking about like when people do it on a paper to show others, like is that just like a natural like evolution of your style? Like you figure out how you like to do your color mixing process like on paper to see your colors. I don't know. Oh, Test, was it your paper that was like all of the bars. I saw it, I think this morning or last night. And I was like, I've seen that somewhere before. Oh, maybe Wildflower. Okay, yeah. Oh, I just realized I have not drunk water this entire time. Okay, so it is U-Test. Yeah, so like, is that like, I don't know, I might be trying to get too deep into such a small topic, but like, okay, so you saw that Denise did it, and then like before you saw her doing that, did you do it like, did you put it on the paper a different way? You know what I'm saying? Like, did you do like little squares or like, I don't, and then, you know, and you were kind of like, this isn't really like my style or something. I don't know. Is it just a matter of style? So I guess I need to find like a style to like start with my color mixing. And I know that other people would tell me I'm getting too hung up on it, that I just need to start doing it and figure it out from there. But listen, my brain is just telling me I have to have a hardcore plan before I start anything, which is why I am frequently frozen, not with indecision, but with, yeah, I guess indecision, because I'm just like, there's too many things to decide. And it freaks me out. Yeah, look at that. Street cleaning water. Yummy. Mmm. Yummy. 2 rows of bars between 2 colors. Yeah, because I just want to do like one whole page. Actually, that's kind of a waste of paper, isn't it? Because I used to do it like I would use a whole sheet of paper like this and have like giant blobs of like the color, like you know, but maybe like I really don't need to do that. Like, this is small enough, you know, I could do it in here. I don't know. Yeah. I think I like the bars idea too. But I'm obsessed with the way Eve does it, because she has those little cards and they're all the same card and she uses the same format. And to me, that's very like collectible trading cards kind of thing, you know? Yeah, Tess, I would love to see that. Definitely. All right. What did I do with the, oh, wait. Oh my God, it's right here. I was just looking all over around my chair for these fucking paints. All right, now we're getting into the 3 pinks. So the first one is Brilliant Opera Rose. Oh my God, I do not want to mess up this pan. It is just so gorgeously poured. Oh, it feels like plastic. Like, it is so smooth. Oh my God. You're right. I need to get out of the mindset that I'm wasting any of this, because it's not like I have. The whole point is to just play with it and make my eyeballs happy, you know? Oh my god. Oh wow. Oh my gosh. Oh wow. Okay, it looks really orangey on the screen, but this is a very blue, very true blue pink. I don't know. This is just so 1980s. Oh gosh, I am in love. I mean, I knew I loved opera pink because I love the opera colors, you know, because fluorescence. What's not to love? What do you mean you made cards and you never use them? Like you don't reference them? That's what I was recently thinking I wanted to do, is start doing the whole like trading card binder thing. And then, yeah, you have to move them every time you paint, add colors, or you could just like after every color grouping, leave a couple empty pages so that you have a little bit more wiggle room to move things around. Yeah, I would like to see that wildflower. I would like to see both of you guys's like ways, you know, of like you're doing different stuff and like how you came to the styles that you did, what worked and what didn't work. All right, this color looks like it's about to blow my socks off. I'm not even wearing socks, but this is purple magenta. Um, I wore a pair of earrings for like a solid 6 years without changing them. That was probably this exact color. I think of it as called Under Armour purple. Oh yeah, this is the stuff. This is, oh, this is the stuff. All right, I'm gonna have to, once I'm done this, I'm gonna get that paper real close so you guys can see better, because I don't, this is just a webcam, so it doesn't zoom in. With the top one, it's funny because the top one is just such a classic, like I don't think of it as bubblegum per se, but it's just a classic fluorescent pink. Oh my god, though, this and turquoise, like a light cobalt turquoise, or ultramarine turquoise or something, are my two most favorite watercolor colors. All right, next we have Quinn Violet. I am also excited for this one. God, it's so perfectly level. Like the edges are seamless to the pan. Oh yeah, this looks really nice too. This looks like I'm gonna possibly like it even more, because this actually isn't the color of those earrings. I'm thinking that this is that ultra Under Armour purple. Yeah, this is it. Oh my god. Oh wow. This is perfection. Oh goodness. Goodness gracious. My eyeballs right now. Oh. Yeah, eyegasms. Yeah, this is. It's just like all the nerve endings or something in my eyeballs. Like when I see like bright colors, I'm just like, I get so excited. I don't know. Yeah, the color wheel circle thing, I don't know about that too. And yes, wildflower, I mean, we're not getting any younger, and you know, if there are other things in life I cannot enjoy, I at least can still have the orgasms, and no one's ever going to take that away from me. All right, let's get this paper up here. Yeah, I feel the same. Like I could maybe learn to loosen up and become a little messy, but I don't want to like be wasteful. All right, so getting in here. Yeah, these look really warm. They look very buttery. This looks like a butter yellow, but in real life, this is very like kind of neon. I wonder if bringing the light changes. Oh gosh, that's searing and it's not helping at all. Ugh. I don't know. I don't know. I'm gonna have to like take pictures and upload it to the Discord. So, you know, I like both of these. I prefer this. This feels like it would be my standard yellow because it's just so bright and lemony. But this is pretty. This is also pretty. This is, they're all just pretty for like different reasons. Like this makes me think of sunflowers and dandelions and daffodils. This also makes me think of like deeper sunflowers. Yeah, so the lamp that's clamped onto my desk, I just got it like a couple weeks ago. I got it for free through the Amazon Vine program, and honestly, it like sucks. It's cool if I was going to like if I needed to like dig a splinter out of my hand and I really needed to see what I was doing, or like, you know, I wanted to like do extractions on my boyfriend's face or his back or something like that. Like it would be really helpful for that. But like for color, it's not helping. It's very harsh. It's very blue. It's even more blue on the screen than it is in real life. And you know, it's an LED, like it's unadjustable. Like it didn't come with you know, temperature options on it. Actually, this is slightly more realistic as far as the light on the paper. Um, but yeah, I don't know. It sucks. I'm gonna write a bad review about it. I mean, I don't know. I guess I'll give it like. I wish I could do 2.5 stars, but I'm gonna give it 3 stars, I guess, or 4. I can't give it 5 stars because, you know, it's almost so useless that I wanna just unplug it and give it to somebody. But yeah, so I do want to get like a different light to clamp onto my desk. Oh, somebody is like sending a heart reaction or something. Oh, thank you. What was I saying? Oh yeah, I want to get like a better lamp for playing around with the colors and stuff. This still hasn't finished soaking in. Oh, this one and this one are still really wet. But yeah, I don't know. Can I? What if I point it away? That's better. Thanks, Wildflower. Alright, so let's see if I can show more of these colors. So yeah, the yellows, these warm reds, disgusting. But you know, if I mix them with something long enough, I will start to appreciate them, I'm sure. The cool red, as always like it. There's nothing wrong with a cool red to me. This looks a lot pinker on the screen than it does. This looks like a closer to a true red. This looks like it's more of a true red, and this looks like more of a pink red. Going by you know, how Pete DiCarlo explained, like if you pull some of the paint away and you leave the paper, and if it leans pinkish, then it's a very cool red, and if it doesn't really change color, then it's a true red, I think he called it. So, like a true color. So, I think this is a true red and this is a cool red. The ultramarines, I don't really see a difference in color. I feel like maybe this is a hint brighter, but it might just be because I used maybe a little less paint and a little more water. Like a smidge, like an eighth of a drop of water more than paint, maybe. I don't know. But I can see how this is very smooth. Like the edge, you know what I mean? It dried very smooth. And here you can see how it's ripply. And I'm guessing that that is granulation in action right there. Since it's not really, there wasn't enough water to bring out any granulation in this area here. But I like it. It's a lot smoother than I was expecting it to be. But again, I mean, the only ultramarines I have experience with are like, you know, from Artist Loft paint sets and not Artist Loft. What's the, you know, the house brand at Hobby Lobby, Master's Touch. You know what I mean? Like real like basic level, you know. With these, I've got, what is this? The Helio Cerulean. That's an interesting color. I do like that. It's very pretty. This is very pretty. I don't know if you can see. Can I get it to focus on the flocculation? Nope, this camera is very cheap. There we go. You can see it there, okay. Like you can see right there and all in here. It's very pretty. It is a lot, it's grayer than it looks on screen. Yeah, I am surprised. Yeah, I think I am. What I would really like to do is combine the like normal ranges into the rainbow tin, and then I'm going to start a collection of like all the pinks in the pink palette. This is interesting. Very movie music. What's next? Greens. All right, we've got this super interesting Prussian green. This is fascinating to me. Oh, and now that has dried a bit more, can you see how like deep? Again, it's more blue. This part is more green on screen, and this part is more blue on screen. But this is closer to what it really looks like. Let me get this out of here. Phthalo green. No, what's that? This is phthalo green. I could take it or leave it. Honestly, my favorite greens are like very yellow greens, like green gold and May green and spring green. Like for me, that's the green that like makes me want to do cartwheels. I do enjoy like an olive green. So like I would try putting one of these, or yeah, one of these into here to see what happens, to see if I get like a foresty green. Yeah, creepy is one way of putting it for sure. Was that phthalo green? This is brilliant green. Prussian green. I only just opened these all last night, so hence why they're kind of just tossed into... All right, the phthalo green is PG7, which I think is normal, right? Permanent green, PO62 and PG7. Prussian green, the PG7 and PB60. I love that. Where isn't there supposed to be another? Oh yeah, I didn't unwrap these, but these are my colors from the Schmincke Retro palette. I haven't unwrapped them. Don't know when I'll get around to that one, but this music's weird. Not that I hate it, it's just weird for the chat. Not the vibe I want. Oh, here we go. Brilliant green, PG7. Huh. Brilliant green and phthalo green, both PG7. Barely distinguishable. No, they're not, which I'm really bummed about. They do have the, so like not the pigment color number, but like the color number, like color number, I guess. I don't know, whatever. So like it has the 519 on it. So when I unwrapped them and I put them in the tray, I put them with the colors, with the numbers facing out. The only ones this did not work with was the yellow ochre. For some reason, they reversed like the color number and the like batch number, or I don't know what the other number is. It doesn't seem to be part of the SKU, like the barcode. So I'm not sure what the other number is. Like, for example, on this one, it's color number 782, but then it says 318461. I don't know what that is. But on the yellow ochre, they like reversed it. So when I put it in the pan, the color number is only half visible, but it's good enough. I'm not gonna like nitpick too much. But I'm also, you know, so far I've also got them written down here with the numbers, and at some point I am going to make like an actual, oh wow, here comes the wind from the nor'easter. Oh boy. Wow. I have giant what do you call it? The decorative grass, ornamental grass outside, and one of them is like, the shorter one is like probably 6 feet tall right now, and it just like laid down at like a 30-degree angle. Eventually I'm going to make like an official swatch chart, I think, for the palette itself. But cadmium red PR255. Blech, disgusting. Disgusting. Such an ugly color. The green umber is PBR7, and that's very interesting to me. But yeah, so yeah, that is the Schminckes. I'm really glad that you guys were here for this with me. Do you with like with a Sharpie, right? I do have a Sharpie I keep on my cart here so that it's easily accessible. But so far I've only been writing on like the cheap pans. I don't know why I can't bring myself to like write on like the like better pans, but I keep thinking like I'll use my label maker and make like you know, little labels or something and like put them on the sides maybe so that they're a little, but it's like if it's on the side here, I can only view one unless I do the thing where I like, you know, space it like that. And then I have to like micro read at an angle, like what the sides will say. I don't know. But I figure like for now, like this is easy enough. And you know, on the pans themselves, I don't think that I need the pigment number, but now that I'm like starting to kind of learn some of them, maybe I should think about doing that. I don't know. But yeah. Oh, where I just had it. I had it out last night. What did I do with that? Oh, it's okay. I used this one because it's basic. It was like the first one I ever had experience with when I used to work at Lowe's. The Dymo label maker. It's still relatively cheap. Like you can get ones on Facebook Marketplace for like $30. It's the first one I ever really learned how to use, so I decided to get one of this style for myself. So it's nifty. It doesn't have, you know, as much customization options as other label makers that I've read reviews about, but other label makers that do have like, you know, where you can do way tinier fonts or like 3 rows instead of 2 and stuff like that. Like those just seemed like 2 to 3 times the cost. And I was just like, yeah, no, forget it. Okay. Yeah, test. I am never going to like look at anyone's swatches and be like, wow, that kind of looks like shit. Like I'm not, you know. Let me just show you real quick. So at the Art Social, I was like messing around with a couple of tubes of Daniel Smith that were on the supply table. And then I wanted to see what happened if I mixed these colors into the gray. Sloppy, right? Like just throwing it on the paper just to see what happens. And, you know, and I'll flip it over and I'll, on the smooth side, I guess that they call that the back side or the wrong side, and I'll do something else until I have everything filled up, and then I'll like do paper cutouts or something. I don't know, just to make use of it. Yeah, I really think that it should be called something else. Like I feel like it should be called cellulose paper on the label. Like, or it should say cellulose watercolor paper on the label so that there is literally no question, because I don't like having to hunt all over the label to see if it says 100% cotton to be able to rule out, you know. But this is my collection of swatches. I have started keeping it in a sheet, and like when I first started out, I was, you know, this is the Crayola. I was just blobbing things out or doing like messy stripes. That was another Crayola set. Hobby Lobby. I'm surprised at how much I like this though. I know I called it cheap, but like, and it was like, what, like, I don't know, $7, I think, for the plastic 24 color set. I think it was $7 or $12. And I have used this more than anything else when I play around with like mixing colors and like doing combinations of things. Like I've had a really lot of fun with this, and I loved that it came with 2 purples. Like that was part of my favorite thing. Yeah, the paper, absolutely, way more important. some cheapy, but like good. Like this is from Five Below, and like this is fun. Look how fun that is. And this is just like, I don't know. This is just like some black mixed media. Like I got it at Walmart or something. Like I don't even think it's mixed media. I think it's just like black drawing paper. I'm having a hard time paging through things here. This is later, but I was grouping all of my pages together, so now I have all of my neon pages together. Apparently, I don't know how to do a smooth rainbow. That was fun. So US Art Supply was the bad paper. I will have to keep that in mind. Thank you for that. If you confirm that, or if that's actually good paper. Oh, yeah, I was doing these. I don't like this layout at all. It was no fun. And then this is just, I was just fucking around with some stuff. Then I was trying to make like a sheet with squares. I'm bad at it. I don't enjoy it. No fun. Then I started drawing hearts. This was before I got my stamp. And then I got my stamp, and it was just made that way more fun. And then, yeah, just really having a lot of fun with the hearts. You know, figured out I like to split it in half and do a dark and a light. And I also don't worry about coloring inside the lines with it either, you know. But it's fun to do like color combos and let them touch and see what happens. So the US Art Supply, stay away from that. Okay. I don't think I've come across any US Art Supply products. At least not in stores, really. I also just realized this paper wasn't 100% dry. Oh, okay. I guess it was dry enough. And then this was my super failed attempt with the Kuretake, the granulating colors. Oh my god, I'm terrible. I'm terrible at this. I tried doing a Pete inspired abstract. It was horrible. And some of it wasn't even as bad until I sprayed it with water, and then it got way worse. And I was like, well, try again. But like, yeah, just like messing around with color combos, trying to, you know, just fucking around. Yeah, US Art Supply, like from what I have seen online, it does strike me as like, I don't know, I mean, just the name alone, it sounds like the stuff that teachers will buy for kids, you know, with every intention of them getting like ruined or whatever. Just fucking around, literally throwing things on paper. This was core. I was experimenting with wet on wet. I don't enjoy wet on wet. These were some of my first Daniel Smith, the Primatex, and I was experimenting with wet on wet. Again, I don't really enjoy wet on wet, but you know, I was doing these while I was at work, like on my lunch break. Moon Glow and Shadow Violet. And I was experimenting with Daniel Smith Coral Quinacridone Coral and Neon Yellow. Trying to get the color I expected the coral to be, but did not show up to be. I know, and like I knew going into it that that's like people, you know, everyone says that that's what happens, but like then when it happened, I was just like, oh, I don't like the way it looks. Like I don't like what happens. Vermilion. Ew, what the fuck? It's another bittersweet orange color. Disgusting. But yeah, this is a favorite. I was just fucking around, just seeing what I could do with my brushes and stuff. And that's some other stuff. Oh, I made this with like water soluble crayons and stuff. Just fucking around one day. And then a whole bunch of blues and greens. Yeah, so this is what I took this up to show you. With that heart stamp, I started getting experimental where like I would color it with one, and then because it's got that extra outline, I would like put in some other color on the edge to see like what happened. And I was having a ton of fun with these. Also experimenting with waiting too long, letting them dry before I dropped in the second color. Letting the colors blend even more. This, oh God, I love this. I love the way these came out. Yeah, this stamp, I love this stamp so much. Potato! Thanks for coming. Welcome to our chat. I don't know what this was. It looks terrible. I don't remember what palette this was. I think this was just like a junk paper for me, because normally I do everything in neat rows, and I think I was just like, fuck it, let me just put as many on here and scribble. I don't know. And then this was some neons, and I was trying to mix neons. Didn't really go well. But yeah. Potato, how are you? Oh, I watched yesterday's stream, but I was watching it on my phone, and Eve didn't have the replay up yet. I don't know if she does yet, but it was super hard to watch the stream and not know what you guys were all saying. Like, I was just like, wow, this is no fun. Like, I mean, I get to hear everything that Eve's saying, but like she's responding to you guys, and I have no idea like who's making her laugh and like who's saying what, and I was so curious. So all that to say, Potato, I heard that like it sounded like something was going on yesterday. Really? Only 190? That's so interesting to me when I hear people say that. Not interesting because I don't expect it or because I don't think that it makes sense or whatever, but like that there are people out there who are like, oh, I actually prefer a cellulose over a cotton, or I prefer like a lesser, like a cheaper brand of cotton over like Arches. You know, like I love hearing people's preferences for like paints and for papers. Yeah, sorry. I'm going back up in the chat to catch up. Bohung Meaden. Okay. I've been enjoying Meaden's palettes, like their ceramic mixing palettes. I've got a couple of them. And I think I have, no, I don't have Meaden paint, just the palettes. I do like those. I'm interested in trying the paper because Diane Antoine has been using that and she really likes it. And I love her and her style and her videos and stuff. She's like a Bob Ross for me. Yeah, I don't like the core wet on wet. I don't like wet on wet anyway, but and yes, Wildflower, I would love to see your like color mixing swatch things and like any suggestions. Again, always, you guys, like I am a sponge here to soak up all the information I can, like all the different styles and ways of doing things and processes for figuring out what you prefer and like where people start versus where they end up and how they got there and things like that. Like I want to know all of it, like how people figured their like found their ways, you know. A delicious looking thing with warm reds. Um like a red velvet cake. Ooh, I want to see somebody paint a red velvet cake. Like like a 2 or 3 level open slice of red velvet. That would be interesting. Oh, really? Okay, got it. I have, yeah, Canson XL. Yeah, so this is the very first book I ever started out with, and I probably, I don't know, what is that? Like I still have like 20 pages left out of 60. I've been messing with this for like a year and a half, 2 years now. Um, maybe a year and a half. I'm gonna use it up, but um, it is very, what's the word? Like the paint, I don't know, maybe I do like it. Maybe I just need the Canson watercolor paper, but like I don't know. I don't hate this. But like cotton paper so far I'm having a hard time getting used to this. It's very different to me. But okay. I'm not sure that I've seen their paints swatched out either. I can't remember. I just know that every time I've watched one of Diane's videos where it's like her longer, like half hour to hour long videos, and she starts out explaining everything she's using. She always has the meat and paper, and she says that it's she's happy with it, and it does, yeah, seem to be really great for the price. So I do want to try that. Yeah, I am on the East Coast. I'm in Massachusetts. Not too far from Jinja, apparently. I think we probably live like an hour apart or something like that, which was really cool to find out in the chat. Like, oh, cool, there's like someone really local. Oh, Hanamule. I also am interested in, because I hear that name come up so often as well. So I've been interested in trying that out too. I wish there was like a bigger selection of supplies like in stores. Like I wish there was like, I don't know, like I don't know. I guess it's just the problem between like brick and mortar versus online. Like brick and mortar, like there's only so much room, but like I would love to go into an art shop and they have like one whole like building long aisle of watercolor paper with like a sample out of each one that you could like look it over and like look at the thickness and look at both sides and like look at the pattern on it and like, you know, and you could like buy like sheets or pads like based on that. Clayton. I haven't heard of something like that. Yeah, let us know. I'm curious, does anyone else from like Eve's group, like I don't know what else to call us, like Eve's group, does anyone else, I know like Otto and Lana have their own channels and do streams and stuff, but like, does anyone else? Because I'm like really interested in some like semi-real, like quasi real-time video feedback on like people's thoughts on like their favorite products or like their least favorite products, you know. I think hearing about things that people don't like can be as helpful as hearing about people's favorite products. Henna is supposed to be pretty affordable too, right? I think that's why like a lot of people seem to be talking about it. So like I definitely would like to pick something. I think they do like a lot of sketchbooks and stuff, right? So I think it's like, oh, I think I have a sketchbook of them. I have like a hoard stash of like paper and sketchbooks and stuff. And like the sketchbooks, I've come across them all randomly. So the art shop that I have here in my city, CC Lowell, they do what do you call it? Like curated gift sets where they'll take like a sketchbook or something or a notepad, like whatever. It's not always like about watercolor, but like they'll take a book, a paper source of some sort, and then they'll pick markers, pens, crayons, pencils, whatever, something, or even some other little things like paint puck and erasers and pencil sharpener, like just fun little things. Like they go around the store and like pick out things and like wrap them all together. And that's how I've been coming across like my random sporadic collection of like one-off sketchbooks and stuff. Is like I'm not buying them, but I'm buying them in sets because like I wanted the like gel pens or whatever. And now I just like haven't, I've been like too scared to use any of them. Yeah, that's something to think about. I like the Velvet Touch. I like those like really, really short handled ones that like kind of have like a stubby, thick handle. Those are cute. I have not tried, I don't think I've ever tried an alcohol marker yet. Oh, I love a sample pack of anything. I love samplers. So that's exciting. I have seen the sampler packs at Jackson's. I haven't ordered it yet, but it is on my wish list. I think there's a couple of different ones. I don't think I've ever looked at Spokane Art Supply. So let me write that down as a place to check out. I love paint pucks. I have, I think, like 5 of them, and I have one that actually I found it in like I think it was like a limited edition color. It's this like super super pale like Easter purple, and I actually brought it to work to just play with it as like a fidget toy. Bleed proof. I would like to play around with that. The masking fluid, how do you use yours? Do you use a brush or a, what do they call it? A ruling pen or something else? I love monthly boxes. I've never subscribed to any myself in any category. Um, and when I found out about the existence of art supply subscription boxes, I was like, oh my God, I could spend days watching other people show like what came in the box and like, using it and stuff. Like, yeah, I don't know what is it about curated sets. I think it's like because I would never think to put together collections of items like that. Like at CC Lowell, they have notebooks that have different pictures on the outside, right? And one of my favorite things that they do with it is some of the notebooks, like there's one, for example, and it's like a regular, like a, um, you know, like a like like a regular notebook, like a paper or whatever, but it had like a fancy, decorative outside or whatever. And like one in particular is green. It's got like a green, like, I don't know, crazy floral and whatever. And then instead of doing a set of like gel pens or something where it's all the same brand, they took different pens, pencils, and markers from all of the different brands, but all in shades of green. And then like maybe one off or two in like an orange or a gold or a brown to like go with the color of the cover. And then they did the same thing with like a notebook that had like a red and pink. They did like all red and pink like pens and markers and stuff. And it just like tickles me so much to see like little sets put together like that where I'm just like, oh my God, I wouldn't have thought to put that together, and it looks just so fun. Now, Wildflower, do you do the thing where I've heard that um, a lot of people suggest that you dip the brush in like soapy water before you then dip it in the masking fluid so that you're more able to like wash the masking fluid off and like preserve the brush to use again for the next time? Oh my God. Yeah. If I just looked up 2 lines in the chat, there you go. Yeah. Whoa, wait a second. You, so wait, you dip the brush in the soapy water even after it's already been dipped in the masking fluid? Or do you like do the masking fluid and then like wipe your brush off and then dip it in the soap and then the fluid again. I'm so curious about how people use this stuff. With the Merry Artist. Okay. Why did I put my notebook away? I'm going to write that down. Nope, that's not the page. Right here. The Merry Artist. Okay. Oh, also, I just bought my first kneaded eraser yesterday, too. Mostly because it comes in this nifty case. And I will buy anything that comes in a fucking plastic snap case. Like, all right, I can put more stuff in this. Ooh, you know. Ooh, you know, I just get so excited. But yeah, I had never actually done one yesterday, and I was like having a lot of fun just playing with it like this. Sample packs on Amazon. I don't read in order at all. I'm reading from the bottom up here. Okay, yeah, I'm definitely going to check out, yeah, Spokane. I wrote it down, Spokane Art Supply. I'm going to check them out. I have once or twice, I think once, I placed an order from St. Louis Art Supply. I got some little brushes, and that was a good experience. Hoarded a bit too close to the sun. I don't think there's anything wrong with that. You can dilute it with water. Blot a brush on a towel before dipping it into. Okay, so you dip it in the soapy water, blot it off, and then dip it into the masking fluid. Then you clean, dip, blot, dip again. Okay. Okay, rinsing well, then blot, and then do it again. Okay. All right, that makes sense. Okay. See, no one ever really like explained that in any videos I've seen so far of like how to use masking fluid. So I was just like, okay, you dip it once and then you, okay, no one said that either, to make sure. Okay, so it's sort of like when you're painting a room, you want to always keep a wet edge. And like you don't want your brush to dry with like latex paint or whatever. Okay, that makes a lot of sense. Thank you for explaining that to me. Amazon needing cold press. I missed the Prime. I saw a couple of posts on YouTube about like, you know, Prime Day sales, you know, like Lindsay the Frugal Crafter and stuff. And I was like, oh, I'll check those out. And for some reason, I thought the dates of the sale was going to be the 8th and 9th or 9th and 10th or whatever. I was a day late. And I was just like, okay, I'm not even going to be sad about it this time because ideally I should have enough art supplies to last me like, I am going to try to be like no buy for the winter. So like everything I have right now. Oh God, Black Friday, I forgot. Well, I'm going to try to buy less. I'm going to try to be a low buy for the winter and not go so crazy, considering like how much I just dropped last month on the Schmincke paint and the release from Lacey's store, which by the way, she still has like, I think 8 colors left in her shop. But I know, good luck. Yeah. Cue the laugh track when I say shit like that. Right, that's a fucking knee slapper. I go shopping in my sleep practically. Ooh, I wonder if anyone's done a showdown of masking fluid. Like just like experimenting with like putting it like blobs of it or lines of it on paper to show like how quickly they dry, what they look like, what's easier to peel off. Right. Yeah, part of it is I want to keep myself busy with using what I have. I also would like to incorporate the concept of shopping my own stash, which is a huge thing from like the makeup community. Um, and yeah, so I want to like incorporate that into my winter and also like watching all of the videos that I have bookmarked on YouTube of like art ideas and even just like the art videos, like learning, like reviews, color theory, things like that. Casey Golden. I don't know who that is. Is that a boy or a girl? You know, Potato, honestly, I've been hearing tons of shit about like the liquidation fiasco with all of the paper at Blick for like weeks now, right? But I didn't actually go and look for myself because I was like, whatever. It sounds like a shit show. I'm not even interested. I don't even want to go through the hassle of like getting my hopes up and ordering something, you know, like whatever. And then I think last night I saw, it was either last night or the night before, I saw like a link in the deals and enabling chat with like the Blick liquidation where like you can view all the categories. Dude, I went and looked through like brushes, pans, and tubes of watercolor paint. Like I was looking at like Daniel Smith and stuff. Paper. Is it just me or is like I don't know where the liquidation is. Like where are the liquidation prices? You know? Really? Okay, Casey Golden from Canada. I'm gonna check that out too. Check her out. Forgive my shaking desk. Oh, yeah, yeah. So, I mean, God, I've been hearing about it for, I feel like I've been hearing about it for like at least 2 weeks now, maybe even longer. Because I'm in a couple of other like art Discord groups for like other artists and like they've been talking about it. Yeah, and Wildflower, I saw your thing too. I think you posted that like a while back too. Like that sucks. Like that is such a huge bummer. Potato, I think it's someone already had posted it like a couple of days ago, I think, because that was how I only just was able to look at everything yesterday. Was somebody finally posted like direct links to like not just the paper, but like the like category of like McPherson's liquidation, like which I don't know if it's like directly findable from like Blick's main page. I didn't even look. Oddly, I have just not been interested. Like once I heard about the paper, I was just like I'm not even like what is there for me to get? And then I ended up like looking yesterday and I didn't really find much of anything that I would like anyway. But the stuff that I would like Raphael travel brushes, I was like, oh, $80? Like, what is that, $5 less than on Amazon right now? Like, it didn't even, yeah, and like Summarily, the, what is it? Not the, not the mini set in the tin, but that mini set that has that thick hand strap on it, the like their small travel palette. It was like the same, like it was the same price. Like it's I was like, this is the liquidation section, but like all of the prices look the same. So like I don't get it. Like not interested. I don't know. Not interesting. Ooh, this stuff looks really fun when you like pull it out like real thin. Ooh. Ooh, I'm gonna have to buy a few of these and make like a giant one. Yeah, link it on chat. I don't even know. This is all, still experimental to me. So I don't know. I think when other people have linked things, when I've been in the chat, I don't think it shows up as a clickable link for me. But maybe since I'm streaming now, maybe it will be a link. I don't know. Yeah, Wildflower, that really sucks. I'm so sorry. Really? It figures, like, there's the things that I would, like, not look at. Like, I would never think to look for, like, Sennelier in the tube because I've never used Sennelier to begin with, and it's just not something that's on my radar as far as, like, um, you know, like, wish listy, like, "Oh, I'm interested in trying that kinda stuff." Yeah, Wildflower. I want to say there's like a handful or a little bit more than a handful of tubes of Daniel Smith gouache. And then there's like 5 colors of Daniel Smith watercolor, like in the liquidation. And even I've been interested in that mineral mixing set. And even that, it's listed for I think like $36, but like the normal price is like what, like $41 anyway. So it's like I don't I'm just confused about the fact that they're calling it a liquidation sale, but everything so far that I've seen, all the sketchbooks, all the pads, all the loose sheets of paper, like I don't know if I just happen to not be interested in the same things everyone else is interested in, but like everything that I would want to purchase for myself, I looked at all of that and none of it was like what I would call, yeah, barely a discount. Like I was like, okay, $5, I would call that like a sale, but I would in no way, shape, or form call that a liquidation price at all. Like, so, you know, I don't know, just strange to me. Like the wording just doesn't make sense to me. Yeah, that does sound. You know what that reminds me of? When Jerry's was going out of business and their stuff was like insane. So like I was really interested in a lot of things that were not art supplies necessarily, like tote bags and you know like not directly paint palettes or brushes or paper, right? But like they started doing this thing where everything was 5 for $1 or 5 for 5 or 10 for 5. Like insane things. So it was like I could either buy a tote bag for $16.99 or I could buy 5 tote bags for $5. It was nuts. I was like, there's no way this is right. And I filled my shopping cart, right? I was like, I don't know if I'm actually going to buy any of these things, but I filled my shopping cart with everything that I wanted and then adjusted everything like with the quantities to match it to their liquidation sale. So if I was interested in like a sheet of imperial paper and it was cheaper to buy 5 of it or 10 of it, you know, then I just adjusted the quantities. And my shopping cart was going to be like a few $100s, like not eat, like maybe not eat, like 200, I would say. And then like a day or two later, I like checked on it and the quantities were like out of control. A ton of stuff had sold out like overnight and a lot of their stuff was not meeting the minimum, like a lot of the paper. It was like you can't buy it in less than 5 sheets at a time, but it would say only 2 left in stock. And so I wrote to them. I was just like, yeah, is it possible to still buy those like 2 last sheets of that or like the last 3 sheets here? Can I combine that into the 5 for 5? And they were like, no, sorry. So then I was just like, all right, well, I'm not buying any of this then. And then like a day after that, I went back and looked and like the insane 5 for 5 price had been like taken off. So like the tote bags and stuff were back to like, you know, 17 and $28 a piece and things like that. And I was just, and like jars and stuff like that. And like pallets, they were like ceramic pallets where it was like, it would normally be like $26 and it was like 5 pallets for $5. And it was just like, it's just one of those things where like whoever, you know, the team running the website wasn't doing very good at it. Yeah, I guess like yeah, I would have to just like sit and like methodically go through to find like say the deals, but like I don't necessarily like I wouldn't want to do that either because it's like, well, I already looked for the things that I would be interested in. And if I didn't find it, then like, you know, I don't want to like buy liquidation products just for the sake of getting something on sale. Like my boyfriend is like that. He'll buy a thing that's like on super duper discount, even if he never was going to buy it originally. Like he will get all caught up in like a sale thing. And I really try to not get like go down that path. 25 10 packs, my gosh. I mean, I couldn't I mean, wouldn't they understand if you told them like, "Hey, supply issue, you know, it turns out I can't get the supplies to make the sketchbooks, therefore I will not be making and selling them." I don't know, like if somebody told me that, I would be like, "Oh my gosh, yeah, no, it's totally fine, forget it." Yeah, the like learning process of like hand making sketchbooks would be really cool. And like you could try like a couple different ways and like you may find that it's something you actually like doing. attest, I suffer from no such issue for myself. Like, I don't know if it's like partly the like treat yourself mentality and partly like from not having things I wanted for so long, but I like reached a point where I was just like, I don't even care anymore. If I want it, I'm gonna have it. And so like I would have no problem, if I went to Sephora and I found a lipstick that was like you know, changed my world or whatever, I would be like, $60 for lipstick, that's no biggie. And like just no like no real guilt about it or anything. But then, that's not to say that I don't still like have a sense of like what things cost or should cost, because there are also, I'm not going to spend $30 on a t-shirt at Target either, because that's outrageous. you know I'll spend $30 on a band shirt at a concert, but even that I feel like is a lot. Only one person canceled. Yeah. Well, Wildflower, if you get into, like a small side business of making sketchbooks, then I will definitely be buying one of yours. But only if it is something that you end up doing down the line where supplies are plentiful and you're not being held to promises that are way more difficult by people who don't seem to understand that shit happens and sometimes you can't get the thing that you thought you were going to get. I don't know. I don't know. It's very strange to me that the rest of them weren't like, oh, yeah, no, oh, we get it. Don't worry about it. Like, I don't know. It's just very strange for, I don't know. It's just like a strange mentality. If someone would, like, if I went to a restaurant and they were like, and I was like, oh, I want the salmon. And then they come back and they're like, oh, I'm so sorry. Like, we're out of salmon. I wouldn't be like, oh, what the fuck? Get me some salmon. I'd be like, oh, okay. Yeah, I get it. People buy salmon. Sometimes you run out. Like, let me pick the fucking steak or something. You know what I mean? Like, I wouldn't like be upset or be mad or put out or anything like that. I would just be like, okay, I'll just buy something else then. Like, well, that's good that they're not like, what the fucking you or whatever. Or like, giving you like snark or attitude or anything like that about it. Like, oh, you're telling me it's going to take longer, you know, or something like that. Yeah, same, exactly the same potato. Like, I, again, if she told me like, oh crap, like I can't get the paper now because the supply or whatever, I'd be, oh yeah, don't worry about it, like, you know. And then the fact that she offered to make them anyway, like, I couldn't. I couldn't. I would be like, there's no fucking way you're gonna do that and like either not make any profit at all or even have to pay more than what I would pay. Like, I would rather just go to a store and buy a sketchbook if I really, really felt like I wanted one right now than take one from someone else that, like, in the end, it's going to cost them money, you know? Well, that's, that's cool. I definitely can understand like you having something that you made that, you can be like, yeah, I fucking made that. And, at, I'm glad that they are at least like, yeah, no, whenever you can. So like that's nice to hear. All right, guys, so I thought today would be like a shorter stream because last weekend it went on so long, but it turned into another long stream, and I think that it's probably time to wrap this up. I have to like get my evening started and stuff, and thanks, Tess. Yeah, that is a really cool thought. Like, I don't know about you, but like I love, 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 love. Um, oh, that's so cool. I'll have to, I need to like get on her stream. I wasn't even aware that she did streams until she mentioned something, and I was like, "What? How have I been missing this?" Aw. But well, I'm just, I think I'm gonna wrap it up. My throat's really sore from talking. And I do need to, flip over another load of laundry and stuff like that. Oh, that's so good. I'm glad that the mold issue has been resolved. That's a relief. Oh no. Wait, is she still streaming now? Because if so, then I totally want to go switch over to hers. Yeah, tell me why Disturbed just starts playing in my head when I read that. Oh, that's one of my meds alarms. Oh, moss is great. Oh, moss is so pretty. Ooh, I want to experiment with creating some mossy, yeah, some mossy colors or something. I need to go dig out one of those sketchbooks and get started on Cattober. I don't think I'll be showing anybody anything I do, but um, wildflower. Oh, okay, potato. Yeah. Also, I need to like, I want to write down the schedule of like when everybody releases videos and does streams. So like Lindsay releases her Sat Chat at 7 o'clock on Saturday mornings, and then Eve does her live stream at 2. But like other than those two events, I don't know anyone else's stuff. Oh, okay, potato. That would make sense too. Think I have I have a Twitch account, but I haven't been on it in like probably 2 years. Okay, okay. So then, yeah, I definitely don't want to like conflict with anyone else's stuff. So like, you know, but yeah, if I don't have a Twitch account, I'm definitely going to like make one now so that I can join in next week. Um, yeah, a wildflower. I'm not even sure that I'll be like painting cats. I think I just am going to practice with like um, pencil and or pen, maybe colored pencil. But since it's October, I think I'm just going to do black and white cats. You know, keep it simple since I don't really know how to draw cats anyway. So like this is just going to be an experiment to see if I can like figure out a drawing style of some sort, a sketch style. I don't know. Yes, definitely a calendar. I live for calendars. I love calendars that show things, event calendars, the moon cycle calendars, farmers market calendars. I love a good calendar. So I'll create that. I'll draw some calendar shit out for everybody. Really? Man, I need to know about everybody's streams. Like I'm missing out on this stuff. I get home from work and I'm just like, let me see what's on YouTube. But it's just like I'm watching shorts all night, you know what I mean? And then like I switch to ASMR. I am unaware of like where to find everybody on their streams and stuff. So and I still have a piece of paper I can fuck with. I might play with this later since I've got my paints out. I don't know. But yeah, so I appreciate you guys like joining me here. It's been fun like talking with everybody. Oh yeah, sketches too. I need to see one of hers. So yeah, I love the hangouts. I love being able to chat with people. And I know, right? Oh, I don't have I have a TikTok account, but like I don't have TikTok on my phone. I did try to use, I have like TikTok Lite, and it apparently just, it still doesn't work. Like I still can't, if somebody sends me a TikTok video, I can't view it. So, you know, I'm fine with that. But the shorts that I'm watching a lot of political stuff lately, and then also still, animals and art and, like I said last stream, I'm really gotten into like Hank Green and all of that like fun nerd stuff. So, but yeah, I'm kind of like hitting the wall now as far as talking and stuff. So I'm gonna go grab a bite to eat, lay down for a bit or something. I hope you guys all have a good rest of your day or evening, or whatever time it is for you guys. It's like 5:30, going on 5:30 here. So I'll see you guys in the Discord, and as always, my inbox is open to everyone's suggestions, or like tag me in the Discord for like whatever you want to show me or link me or whatever, because I'm eating all that shit up. So, but yeah, like I said, I appreciate you guys coming here, spending time with me. I have a lot of fun. So I will catch y'all on the flip flop. Bye.